Hey guys, Coach Life back again on Volcanea, and we are just running from one food shortage to another. So, yeah, this is fun at the moment. I'm just going to assassinate some critters. Hang on a minute. This is turning into a right pain in the butt. I demolished all my mushrooms, and of course, yeah, food shortage. So I've just reinstated them, and hopefully that will repair the situation. Also, I've kind of, well, I say upgraded the cooling. The water that now cools these steam turbines is also cooling the base. So that's going off at 26, 27, coming back at 30. Still cooling the mushroom area. But yeah, I thought, you know, it's got a little bit of excess cooling there at the moment. Might as well make use of it. So yeah, it's just adding a bit of chill to the base. Right, the all of this is back up and running. Fire pole obviously is rebuilt after it melted. Yeah, I made that out of copper as well. I've connected up the oil pumps, oil wells, and I'm just waiting for them to finish building everything. Yeah, of course, they're going to do the priority 6s before they do the priority 9s, as is the duplicant way. Probably because I'm out of iron. But that's okay. They've probably been... Yeah, there is some there, but it's being used to make steel at the moment as well. So how much steel have we got now? 7.5 tons, which is great. Yeah, not a lot to say about that really. I think I need to go dig again soon. I'm feeling the urge to dig. Get out all this wolframite, I guess. Oh, I don't know whether I mentioned before, added some jumbo batteries up here. They're in the cooling stream just to keep them cool. But we've just got so much power production from these steam turbines that we're not using it. So I thought, well, we may as well have a reserve. You know, these are going off all the time, and in fact, I think what we'll do is we'll put the generators on a priority 2, so the dupes aren't wasting their time tuning them up. Because they're just not needed at the moment. We've got, I mean, we're using 2.4 kilowatt here most of the time. So we've got 1.2, 1.2, 1.2, 7 at 1.2, pretty much. Yeah, those ones aren't tuned up yet, but I mean, 6 at 1.2 is what, 7.2, 8.4, 9. So there's 9.6 kilowatts there, nearly 10 kilowatts of geothermal. So, you know, that's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that. And we've got the scope to do so much more. I mean, all this hot rock, when it's dug out, we can just farm that, you know, just auto load that and send it through a steam chamber and generate even more steam off that. Sorry for the constant beeping. That is the unfortunate side effect of a food shortage. So food shortage is going to take the wart seed. I don't think it'd be appropriate to add in any more dupes at the moment. I mean, it's not going to last because, yeah, they're all in our drowning chamber. So, yeah, we're really not short. 8 of 8, 8 of 8, 8 of 8, 8 of 8. Yeah, so we've got plenty of critters sending in eggs. The problem is we're just not killing enough a day at the moment. What we got in terms of 15, 19, 20. Yeah, 53% is the oldest of them. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a pain. I turned off surf and turf for the moment because, well, it was all the food was just sitting in the gas range waiting to be cooked when we didn't have enough fish or didn't have enough lettuce or, you know, whatever it was. But we'll have the frost burgers back up and running in no time. Oh, 58,000 we got now. That's pretty good. Let's just try and we haven't got the lettuce for that. We haven't got the cooked fish for that. So yeah, we'll just leave that off until we've got a bit of a further supply. Obviously, all of our fish, when I turned that off, ended up over here. So yeah, these all got grumpy and overcrowded, so they stopped making eggs, and yeah. Just one little knock-on effect. I changed that for a very short while and forgot it, and that's the outcome. Right, can you? Why have we got 9 trapped duplicates? Right, that means they can't get out. Why can they not get out? Show navigation. Ah, there's a little bit of dirt formed there. That will sort that one. There we go, none of them trapped anymore. Insulated liquid pipe is starting to boil. We're just going to fill this with steam, which is going to make it red hot, which is going to be a freaking nightmare. Right, how much ceramic have we got at the moment? 370 tons. Right. Francis John, eat your heart out. Oh, I'm making it out of igneous. Never mind, we'll just make it out of igneous for now. I just need to cool down this tunnel for a bit. Probably should have done this ages ago. Such a joy, isn't it? Sometimes. But, you know, that's what happens when you play in hot areas. Right, what I will do, we only need to send a little bit of water down that pipe, so I'll just give that a snip, and I'll add a liquid valve. And then that way we can slow the flow, as it were. Yeah, it's going to be a bit toasty in there, I'm afraid, Nails. But don't stay in there too long, please, mate. And you, Max, you can get yourself out of there now. All good fun. Anyway, I'll cut back in when they finish doing that. Well, I can honestly say that wasn't fun. We did crisp a number of dupes. I even had to add more triage cots. That's how bad it was. We're still breaking pipes. Oh dear. It's just... That's why it's not moving. They need their gas venting. Do you know what? This is the fun of Volcanea. You try and get away with something, and it comes back and bites you in the butt. That water's okay; it's still staying cool thanks to that pipe. Cool water still going around the base, that's good. Auto sweeper is now sweeping the food into the first few fridges, which is good. Got a bit of excess chlorine in the base. I may need to add a couple of airlock doors there or something. Which, to be honest, I can probably shut that pump off now. Yeah. What was the gas? Oh yeah, that's rather a lot of chlorine, isn't it? Right, the best way to deal with that is probably just to pressurise in there a little bit better. Ventilation. So what we can do is run a pipe off here, because that's just going to storage at the moment. Put an oxygen vent in there, and that should just pressurise this higher so the chlorine stays in there. Yes, well, got any plant seeds we can put down? Some briar seeds, some joya seeds. Right, plant. Copy settings. It's just. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got 3 more. 1, 2, and 1. And then what else we got? We've got briar seeds. 5 of them. That's 5. And any mirth leaf? I've got some buddy buds. Let's put them in there then. Get that decor up in there a little bit. Okay, right. So what's next on the agenda then? I want to really get down in this frozen biome, see what some of these volcanoes are and geysers. That would be my sort of preference, really. I don't know what's going to be in there. But yeah, it'd be fun finding out, wouldn't it? So let's get a ladder down there. And how hot is this abyssalite? Not hot enough to worry about. So we'll go straight down there. And we'll start with this one. I built a ladder up here, priority 4, so that's why it's still stuck on priority 4. What are these priorities? Yeah, they're 4 and 5 in there, that's what I thought. Power's still good. Had to mop up some salt water that's spilt in there. Come down from up the top there. And mop the rest of that up. We've got problems with our desalinator overheating. I've upgraded one to steel, so I'll deconstruct the other one and replace that with steel as well. Apparently it's only 70 degrees there, but these are overheating from gold amalgam. This one isn't at the moment, but it has once, so I might as well sort it out. It's probably something to do with this salt water coming down there, I'd imagine. How are we doing for fishes? Oh, well, our fishes have gone. Or are they all in here? I think they might all be in here. There's only 8. So who's confined? And why are you confined? Oh, you need to dig yourself out, really. so that you can get out now. Can you still not get out? Dig yourself out. More interested in this at the moment. See if there's anything we can make use of. It's pretty toasty in there, isn't it? Oh, this steam's dropping in temperature now, so that's good. Igneous rock will heat up, but slowly. And hopefully when this steam cools down enough, it will start to condense and it will cool it slightly. Had to refill our liquid lock at the bottom because it became a molten lead lock. That pushed the petroleum out either side, which is probably how we got more sour gas. It cooled down enough to then set into little chunks of lead, and then we had no liquid lock. Like I say, there's always things in here that will bite you in the butt. Digger Nails has now become Digger Hard As Nails, thanks to his exceptional performance on building this slot up here. So I think we're going to send him to the Neural Vacillator, so we can give him a boost. That's handy. Regenerative. Yeah, that's definitely going to be useful on this level. So how many visits they've all had to the triage cots so far. How are we doing in here? Right, I have changed this pipe, just a little section of radiant on the steel and the iron, because they were coming out hot enough to actually contribute heat to the steam. So the steel especially, that was coming out at about 250, so I thought, well, if that's going to heat the steam up, then we'll use it. So yeah, that's good. Eggshell and fossil in there. How much fossil have we got left? 103 tons, very nice. Didn't get an awful lot of lime out of it though, mostly sand. Yeah, 5 kilos of lime, so that's about 5 tons of lime, which is what, 50 tons of lead, something like that. 50 tons of steel. I've got some Pokeshells up here. Right, Pokeshell farm. I think that makes sense. I think we've got enough polluted dirt to be playing with. We've got 28.4 tons of polluted dirt. So, where are we going to put it? I reckon about here. So, I'm not going to use my blueprint. I'm just going to build it this time. If I can remember how. Right, so we'll make that the front door. Start off with 3 rows of tiles. No, we won't. Right, this is going to be the holding chamber. So cancel there, I think. Deconstruct these. And then we'll want some pneumatic door there, and probably there as well. Cool beans. Right, so we want a little step up, which will be about that wide. And No, we won't put that in there. So we want some pneumatic doors. Should be there, 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 and there. We want a critter sensor. There. No, there actually. We want another tile there. And then we want to deconstruct those bits of ladder there. Automation wire. Right, so we want those two to close and the other two to open. So we will want some automation in there. We want 2 more doors. Pneumatic. And we want 1 tile there. So the automation is a NOT gate on there. I think we'll just pull these forward a bit. Right, so in here we want our chambers, our incubators. That's the word I was looking for. Now, did we get away with gold? Let's hope so. We want power wires. So we will need a power supply as well, obviously. Someone's getting crispy. Trivaldo, get yourself in there. Right, where was I? Yeah. So we want critter drop-off points. Where now? Wow, was it so? Oh God, they're taking igneous rock from down here, aren't they? Okay. Right, let's block this in. Yeah. Get yourself there, Trivaldo. Which one was it? This one. Sedimentary rock at 104. And why on earth has it got copper ore in there? Why are you feeding my hatches copper ore? Oh no, that's repairing because it's being repaired. It's okay. Regolith has melted that lead. So we'll give that an upgrade. So this is just regolith that comes out through this here. It kept blocking up, so I thought, well, I'll just let it drop down. If it lands, oh really? Let's look in the printing pod. Just take some coal, don't want to dupe. Right, let's get back to this now. Shipping. Auto sweeper. Conveyor chute. Oh, for God's sake, really? Right. Right. We can just deal with that for the time being. Base pneumatic door. 1, 2. Yeah, whatever. If you pass out, someone will take you to a triage cart, I'm sure. Food, critter drop off. Food, critter feeder. Shipping. We'll have that one and that one. We'll have a conveyor loader in the middle. And that conveyor rail goes to there. We need another critter drop off. Another critter drop off there. And normally I put a rock crusher in here, but I'm just going to ship it out this time. So better put the also loaded there. Conveyor loaded there. Now, have I put that too close and I now can't put a door there? No, I can put a door there. That's fabulous. Right, shipping rail. And put that on there as well. I'll go into a solid filter. Pinch rows will come out and go to there, and everything else will go to our rock crusher, which is now in the hot industrial brick. So that's one hell of a rail I'm going to put in there. Oh, what's happened to this rail? Oh, I bet that's what's happened to all my fish. I bet that's blocked up. Yeah. When I deconstructed the mushrooms. So I bet we got some full conveyor loaders down here somewhere. No. Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, if you hurry up and build it, then it will cool down. I had a rock crusher down here and I took it out. Is it worth putting it back in? Oh god, they still haven't built that pipe up. Oh, it's because it's priority 4, that's why. Right, that's built. Hopefully that will cool that down. Right, critter egg. Where is it? Pinch row. There we go. Ah, that's why it's not getting built. Right, conveyor loader. That is going to take eggshell and industrial ingredient Pokeshell malts. Copy the settings to this one and add in critter eggs. Pinch rack, there we go. Right, let's do the world's longest shipping rail. Well, it's not the world's longest, but it will be a long shipping rail. Oh, and it's 100. Ooh. Oh, a lovely error occurred. Be right back. Oh, quick reload. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, we were building conveyor rails. See if I can not crash it this time. I'm going to pause it just while I build this. Right, which way would be the best? Perhaps it'd be better to come up from... Ugh. Sorry, door slamming neighbours. No, can't go through there. Where was the other end? That's up there, isn't it? In which case we'll just bring it straight down, along, and down. That will do. Cancel that section. Oh, really? It's very laggy now. Might have to do a reboot before I record episode 2. 1, 2. Excellent. Right, power. So we need power. So what we'll do is we'll put some mesh tiles there. And we'll go with one large power transformer, which I'm going to make out of steel. Just to be on the safe side. With some lead heavy watt wire. And we'll just slap in some upgrades while we're there. Whoops. What? What's that got? Current? Yeah, I thought that was wrong. Right, lead. Just to easily be able to run all of these. Right, automation. We will have a cycle sensor, a timer sensor, an AND gate, and automation wire. Lead will do. Ah! That kind of worked. So don't count eggs. Send green signal if below 1. shows I'm struggling to get stuff done now. Instead of using my blueprint tool, I'm actually building stuff. But it proves I can. It proves I don't just do blueprints and then forget how to do it. Oh, really? You think you've built it out of all the right metals and then you get an overheat on that. 80 degrees. Wow. Thankfully that's in the survival range. Let's try gold amalgam then. Right, we want grooming station, which is under stations. Clue is in the name. And we'll put that there so it's near the door. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, copper ore ain't going to cut it, is it? Did I just... No, that's what I did. Yeah, they haven't been deconstructed and I put new ones in. Right, I thought I'd rebuilt them out of copper ore again. Wouldn't be the first time, would it? Now, what was I doing? Grooming station, yeah. Which we need to make out of something with a decent overheat temperature. Which gold amalgam should be fine. So, it's 90 odd degrees up there. It's because of this cool steam vent. Anyway, that we'll get that to cool down. What we'll do is we will box it in. So we'll put some of those down to there. So what that'll do is just act as a kind of a condensation chamber, so that it will condense and it will run down the hill. Dupes will still be able to get in there. I'll just need to add a ladder so they can get to all levels, but yeah, that will work. Cool. We are getting there. Right, in there, want some pinch row. Yep, pinch row again. Puffed, can you bugger off out of my... You're messing with my numbers, mate. Oh, Digger Max, what's up with you? Or rather, what's up with my toilets? Lavatory ready. That's all okay. Guess you couldn't make it back in time, buddy. No. Ah, trapped. We got a... Oh yeah, there we go again. I should have known to keep an eye on that. Oh, my doors are overheating, really? Right. Oh, we're all on priority bloody 5 now, aren't we? So they're probably mixing in between other tasks. In fact, let's make this priority 8. Construction. And let them build that condensation chamber first. There we go. Come on, build this first. Not that, this. Right, poke shell, polluted dirt and rock pile. So we can turn this off of polluted dirt. And compostable. No, leave it in compostables. Right. Move debris in storage. Oh, that's just regular dirt. We have another gold amalgam. It is not that I'm short of it. Yeah, this is going to take a while to cool down. Gold amalgam, it's over. Really, is it 100? So that puts out 110, but it's like 128 now. It's all heat. Whatever. Put the repair priority up until it's cooled down a bit. And we'll go up to 5 critters in there, I think. Oh, it's not frustrating, is it? No, definitely not. When I put these dirt tiles back in, the auto sweepers swept up all the dirt from the bottom and put it in place, so my dupes come along and built it. And then as soon as I selected mushrooms, it picked up all the fungal spores and put them in there as well. It's quite cool, that. Never realised you could do that. Wow, where's all this heat coming from? Is it? It's not coming from there. It's not coming from there. That's like 200 degrees. What the hell? Right, I'm going to try and track this down and sort it out. I'll, because this is going to be annoying for you guys to watch as well as me. Yeah, just worked it out. Although when they build these tiles they'll be at 45 degrees, at the moment they're sitting there with 800 degree or 1000 degree igneous rock. Yeah, they're taking the igneous rock from down there, bringing it up here, and it is cooking everything else until they finish building it. So, yeah. Right, what I'll do is I'll just prioritise all this building on priority please and get it done, and then hopefully that will cool it down. Yes, it's like 45 degrees now. Ah, the insanity of it all. That one's awaiting delivery, so that one will warm up pretty quickly. Oh, you made a mess, did you? Never mind. Where is it so I can mop it up? Right. Priority 9 on all of that. Get it repaired. Keep it repaired until it cools down. That's not storing 5. Let's capture some critters and bung them in there. And we've got another poke shell up here. Any more up here? Oh yeah, got some more up here. Look at that. What a mess. So yeah, word of advice. Yeah, if you're building with hot stuff, look out. Because if this cool steam vent hadn't been going at the time, it probably wouldn't have been half as bad. But the trouble is, once you heat steam, it's got so much thermal mass it just carries over into everything. If it had just been, you know, 2 kilos of oxygen, it wouldn't have been anything like as bad. Right. So copy settings. It will cool down. I'm confident. It just might take a while, that's all. Which is pretty toasty. What temperature is this water going in there at? 71. Let's see. Do you know, that's enough to cool it down, isn't it? Let's get the other desalinator in. And then what we'll do is we'll just run that pipe backwards and forwards in there to cool it down. I think that will be sufficient. Just need to fix those little mistakes there, which was that one. Just cut forward while they're sorting all that out. When I've at last started to actually build the pipes. Jeez, it took forever, that did. I've replaced the critter feeder because it's still going to be too hot for copper. Critter feeder, poke shell, Pokeshell spawn. Running 9. You should be able to sweep that into there. What happened to the polluted dirt that was in there? Right, let's just do a base-wide sweep of polluted dirt. Algae, slime, eggshell, not in. What? Oh, I don't know what's going on. Right, that's it. Feed them. Fantastic. Oh, that hasn't been a pain in the butt. Honest. And this is starting to work. So hopefully we shouldn't get as much steam out of here now. Fat chance, eh? We shall see. Right, in the meantime, what's going on down here? Took one off the ball here. That needs repairing. Is that just sending down small packets now? Yes, it is. So that will feed this one, and then when this one is full of back pressure, it'll feed this one. So we'll never have more water in the pipe than will travel down it without breaking the pipe. Bit slower on the oil, but I think it's worthwhile. Right, copper ore 97, copper, gold. Should get plenty of copper out of there, so that's not an issue. Tungsten, yep. That's all happening. Good, good. Hot industrial brick working. So, now, next focus. We've still got plenty of power, haven't we? Yes, we have. These aren't doing anything, so we're still running entirely on geothermal. So, you know, we need more geothermal, in my opinion. What's the temperature in here? So we need to go below 200. That'll ramp that up a bit. Yeah, the pressure. I think we can dig a bit further down. Yeah, that steam's definitely cooling off. The oil's cooling off before it goes down as well. It's up to 112, that's not too bad. We call that preheating before we have a petroleum boiler. No, unlikely to use one on this map. Dig that, please. Not really worried about the slickster. 9 of 20, that's not too bad. We've got plenty of barbecue. Got a bit of surf and turf at last. How many fish have we got in here? 9. That one. So let me just refill our breeding tank then. Remind me to turn that back on, please. Probably what I've done is I put doors in there so it doesn't cap it at 20 because I want loads. What I should have done is put the incubators over here and put the feeder in here, the fish drop off here, which I could put a fish drop off in here as well. I could put it there and just have it set to 8, remove that door and then box this in. No, I'm going to leave it as it is because once these start producing plenty of eggs... No, they won't produce plenty of eggs, will they? Okay, how about this then? We'll deconstruct that so that the eggs drop down into here. And then this auto sweeper will load up if they're empty. And then they'll go over to here. Probably going to end up with too many in here, but we'll see. Right, do I need to replace those doors with steel? Those ones I'm not worried about. You're not repairing that, are you? Right, what's happened to all my runners? Priorities. You're probably busy operating, aren't you? So let's drop that down. You don't need operating, nor do you. Nor do you. In fact, you should be digging and building now. Digging, building. And you should be ranching. Skills. Rancher Travaldo needs his points allocating, which is those. Digger Turner, you need to go into hard and super hard. Digger Ashcan, so do you. So you can have your super hard digging hats. He should be super duper hard as nails, shouldn't he? Just can't get that in. Right. Now. Pneumatic doors. Who's on tidying? Because tidying is repairs. So everyone's got... Most of you have got high priority on tidying. Runner Joshua, you should definitely have it. Runner Nicola, you should as well. Engineer Bert. Engineer Otto. Diggers. So yeah, you can, in fact, you can come off operating now completely, because you're supplying, storing and tidying. That's your job. Right. Copy settings, and that can go up to max. No, actually it doesn't want to go up to max. We'll stop it at 5. Going to rebuild this because obviously they don't want to repair it, which does happen from time to time, probably because they haven't got enough. But it's not showing on the errands. That's what's weird. It's broken. This building will not function until it receives repairs, but it's not showing on the errands. It's not showing as a repair errand, just showing as broken. That's awaiting a repair delivery, but not showing on the errands. I haven't disabled auto repair. Right, let's just plonk that down. Deconstruct that. Deconstruct that. I mean, I know they're repairing because they repaired these really quickly down here, these pipes. So I don't understand why they're not doing those. Perhaps they just repaired them so many times they got bored. Have we not got... No, we've got loads of Atmo suits. Right, let's check printing pod. We only want... Yeah, we'll just take the copper ore. I don't really want any dupes. Right. Cancel that. Try again. Better repair these. I don't know whether the Pokeshells can jump out of there if I don't have them in full working order. Right, so we now have 4 or 5 Pokeshells. They're being fed, they're being groomed. Lovely. Do we now have a conveyor rail complete? All but that one, because they can't reach it. So we just need to give them a couple of ladder segments. And feel free to use the really, really hot igneous rock for that one, guys, because, yeah. How are we doing on temperature? Ooh, still getting cooler, isn't it? Right, I think it's time to install the gas pipe and all the aggravation that will cause us. Right, so we want 2 gas pumps made out of steel, because steel is only going to be temporary unless the pipes break, which should be unlikely. And just thinking where best to run these. I think here will be sufficient. Don't think we need them right up at the top. And all we need is a gas bridge, and That's all you need. Obviously you need to power them, but there you go. So that will just take this steam that's cool, pump it into this loop. That loop will go down here. It will pull in heat from the bottom of here, which we can later dig in. And it'll take that heat, it'll bring it up here, and it'll pump it around here, giving up its heat into the cooler steam. The only thing you need to watch out for is it getting too hot, because it's coming in at 700. Now, hopefully there's enough thermal mass in here to cool it. If there isn't, then we'll change sections of it to insulated. If it's not working well enough, we'll change sections of it to radiant. And that until we get a nice sort of balance. We can maybe even drop some phosphorite down here or something that will sit on the bottom that will transfer the heat better. We'll see how it goes. I've run this very successfully on my Volcanea test map, but that was drawing heat out of a separate steam. Imagine, if you will, this is the steam chamber, yeah? So we're dropping water in here, making lots and lots of steam, and it's all about 1,000 degrees. We then use the heat pipe to bring the heat into there. That's effectively what this is. This is a heat pipe, effectively like a cooler on a PC. So fingers crossed it works. They're not hanging around building it, that's for sure. Yeah, oh wow, they built that already. So the steam's going in. It's 200, 200, 240, 250, 270, and now it's like coming up sections of. So yeah, this now the more it circulates, the hotter it will get, and that's where you run your risk. You see. So it goes, it's cooling down again now. And now that will just keep it topped up enough. And of course, the great thing about steam is as long as you keep it hot, it won't condense. If it doesn't condense, then it's never going to break the pipe. So it's just going to run and run and run. It won't change state at all, even with a full pipe. Now, temperature overlay. Is it coming up? Oh, wrong one. Let's see. So it's coming up at about 400 degrees at the moment. The steam outside is... So what we'll do is we'll just change that bottom section to radiant pipe. Just the very tip. Ventilation, radiant gas pipe. And shame we haven't got aluminium, but 700 degrees is probably just as well. I'm going to go with iron on this occasion. It's not the best thermal transfer, but it... Whoops. But it has the better melting point. So we'll put that in down there. And then we'll do just some insulation, radiant gas pipe. And we'll make this out of gold. So that it gives up most of its heat along this section. We've just got to make sure we keep these generators running flat out, and this is a good way of doing it. So what we'll longer term, what we'll do is what I'm hoping to do is find a volcano, and what we'll do is we'll use the volcano as like a preheater, and then we'll just run a heat exchanger that just pulls heat out of the magma. And then we use that heat to just continually cycle igneous rock and we could even use some regolith, because obviously regolith, when it changes states, it increases its specific heat capacity, so it remains at the same heat, but the volume of it effectively increases. So if you've got 100 kilos of regolith, it turns in at 100 degrees, it turns into 100 kilos of magma at 100 degrees, but holds 4 times the heat. So it will take 4 times as much effort to cool down, if you like. I'm trying to explain it in layman's terms and failing really abysmally there. But yeah, specific heat capacity is how many degrees of heat you need to put into it to raise its temperature by 1 degree. So if you increase its heat capacity by 4, say, then it requires 4 degrees of heat to raise its temperature by 1 gram by 1 degree. If you've then got it's then got to cool by, it's got to give off 4 degrees of heat to drop in temperature by 1 degree. It's the converse. So the higher the heat capacity, the more heat it will or more heating it will give off before it cools down. I think I made that make sense. I'm not entirely sure, but right. Let's capture these Pokeshells, round them up. Oh, you still haven't captured these ones either. I can deconstruct that. Ah, because you've got critter drop off in there. That's why. See, what they'll do is drop them in here and then they'll just venture into here. So green significant below 1. Again, not taking any dupes and not taking anything this time. Cool. Oh, we've got polluted water. Who peed in the kitchen fridge? Right, I think that's we'll call that an episode, and yeah, I will see you again soon. Have a great evening, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.